And boom, we're
Boom.
live. MMA Complete, episode 40.
Boom.
If you didn't know, we just actually did a premiere podcast, Bet the Deed, which we'll be doing every Thursday at 7 o'clock, where we talked in depth about the odds for the upcoming MMA schedule. Obviously, highlighted by Darren Till now being out for the fight night on April 10th. Hate to see it. Broke his collarbone about like 11 to 12 days before.
Is he faking it?
He's not faking it.
No.
About 11 to 12 days before.
Oh.
This is Dylan. This fucking guy. Thanks for the comments, Dylan. We're not muted. Darren Till now out, and Marvin Vettori now out as well. We're probably not going to see Darren Till for like a year, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Which just sucks to see. He's one of the top 5 names in the middleweight division.
But you know what? Fuck him.
Okay. Which leaves the UFC in kind of a tricky spot because obviously there's no fight night this week. There's no fight night this weekend. That's loss of views. And then next fight night probably will be viewed by nobody. Unfortunately, no disrespect to Sadiq Youssef or Arnold Allen, but that's not really a huge headline or name grabber that people want to cling to.
I'd honestly rather watch the Bellator. I had Khabib's Nurmagomedov there, his cousin or whatever.
Yeah. I'm not sure the exact relation, but Nurmagomedov will be fighting at Bellator 255, and that's either this weekend or next weekend. I don't even know. We're not here for Bellator, though. We're here for UFC.
Wow.
And so, now that we've gotten disclaimers out of the way, as we have another comment from Guess Who, got him. So, we've had enough time to properly digest the heavyweight champion now. So we tried to do a podcast at the end of our live stream, which, by the way, if you didn't know, we live stream every pay-per-view, so check that out. We'll be doing it again on April 24th for UFC 261, headlined by Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. 3 championship fights, which will be a great night. There's a bunch of two. 3. There's a bunch of great fights. Whole main card is stacked. So that'll be a good time. Check us out for that, 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. And we did a little podcast after UFC 260 to try to talk about what happened, but we really couldn't do it because we didn't have any time to digest it or whatever. So now we have. So now we can talk about it. Francis Ngannou is now the heavyweight champion of the world, just beating Stipe Miocic via second-round knockout. Brutal knockout.
Wow. Brutal. Surprising?
No.
Not really.
The fight did not go the way I expected it.
Even though we both picked Stipe, are we surprised it ended by knockout with Ngannou winning? No, because everyone and their mother and daughter knew that he was going to win. If it was
a knockout,
it was going to be by knockout.
Right.
So I think him being the champion definitely puts a hole into John Jones fighting. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You're telling me he would not be asking for more than $8 to $10 million to fight Stipe.
I saw an interesting graphic the other day. Can I tell you this first? Because we were going to get into John Jones and his tweets and everything. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Conor McGregor has headlined 6 pay-per-views that have had over 1 million buys. Brock Lesnar has had 4. Ronda Rousey's had 2. John Jones, 0.
Wow.
Never had a...
Brock Lesnar had 4?
4.
Back in the day, really?
Back in the day.
Wow.
He was the Conor McGregor of UFC back then.
Wow.
So, and obviously this will be John Jones' biggest fight ever if he fights Francis Ngannou, which we're all anticipating that to be the next.
Fucking ass whooped.
Ooh, I don't know, man.
Did you just
know?
He's gonna get knocked out.
I don't know. Oof.
Dude, he's never been hit by someone 260.
Francis Ngannou's never been in the ring with John Jones either.
Bro. Look what just happened with someone trying to jump divisions. Let
me ask you this. Who's a better fighter, John Jones or Stipe? You shouldn't have to take that long.
No, you were the only one that said that Stipe would be the one to beat John Jones. You were the one that said that.
I was.
We got to go back on pod.
No, I agree with that still.
Okay.
I think that Stipe has a better chance of beating John Jones than Francis Ngannou.
Okay, so I think Ngannou has a better chance than Stipe.
Okay. You think Ngannou's going to win?
I think Ngannou has a better chance than Stipe.
You think Ngannou's going to win?
I didn't know. I didn't say that.
But do you think he will?
He has a good chance.
Okay.
He has a good chance of winning.
I think that
he could clip John Jones right in the fucking temple.
He definitely
right
could.
Square in the fucking temp.
Right.
And then what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? You're not gonna
John Jones?
You're not gonna take him to the ground.
First of all,
John Jones has never taken someone to the ground that big before in the UFC.
Doesn't mean
in
he
a
can't.
fight.
That does not mean he can't.
Doesn't mean he can't.
It almost
Just
100% means that he can, because John Jones
doesn't mean that he can.
John
doesn't mean
Jones.
that he can.
Listen, if this fight gets out of the first round,
it will get out of the first. What do you think? How doesn't it?
let me finish.
How doesn't
Let
it
me finish. If this fight gets out of the first round, John Jones has at least one takedown. That's what I think. At least one.
No. Not a chance.
You don't think there's a chance? You don't think John Jones can take out Ngannou?
Not in the first round.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think he will. I think
Dude,
John Jones
if he does not take him down, he's going to punch him in the face, and he's
First
going
of all-
to knock him out.
First of all, can we talk about the fact that
He's going
Stipe
to knock him out.
Stipe was stunned, rocked even, but he wasn't out of it until that last left hook. He was still coming forward. He was throwing shots. He was defending himself in the clinch. Stipe can take shots from Ngannou, so can John Jones. You know, I think John Jones is a little bit
Not
less.
for long.
I think John Jones is a little less tough than Ngannou, so I think he takes less. Other things, John Jones is so much better standing than Stipe in every aspect: head movement, accuracy, punching, kicking, anything, distance. Ngannou had a reach advantage on Ngannou had a reach advantage on Stipe. Jones has a huge reach advantage on Ngannou.
That is true.
That's different. It's a huge difference.
It's true, but
Now you say the
not
fact
when
that
he's trying to take
now
him
you
down.
say the fact that John
What's a reach
do you
advantage when John Jones is trying to take him down?
he can
What's a reach
shoot
advantage
from
when he's
longer
coming-
out. He can shoot from longer out.
Bro,
Yes, of course it makes a difference.
doesn't make a difference when he's shooting in. He's going to pop him. If he's shooting in and he's going to
Now, I
jump
know
at
that-
him,
now, I know
he's
that-
going to hit him.
I know that Francis sprawled and stuffed Stipe's only takedown attempt, but he didn't throw any shots until he was on the ground. It's not like he threw a shot as Stipe was taking him down, like we saw Derek Lewis do to Curtis Blades.
Okay, but why do you think he only did it one time?
Stipe?
Yeah.
One, because he was surprised at Ngannou's grappling level. He got stuffed. And then once he got up, he was way more rocked and he was not really thinking about the game plan.
He got rocked when he went in. Because
Yeah.
as soon as he went up and didn't have balance,
He got rocked, but he wasn't out.
It wasn't out, but he got rocked. He got fucking rocked, dude. He was sitting on that bench after the first round. He's sitting there. He's like, I'm fucked. He's just like,
He wasn't saying that. You were of the
stare.
opinion that he was nervous and he was like afraid in the middle of the rounds. I don't think that was at all. I think he had the same exact demeanor in between round 1 and 2 that he did before the start of the fight. I think he had this, I don't care. I'm going at it. I'm doing what I got to do. I don't think it was, oh shit, this guy's going to beat me at all, because I don't think Stipe would ever think like that.
I think, okay. And I still haven't even said that. I think Ngannou wins this fight.
No, I can tell that you think that.
I just think that he has the best chance of beating Jones.
Okay,
No one has
that's
beaten
fair.
Jones. No one has beaten him.
Well,
But
Matt Hamill beat him.
no, he hasn't faced no one that big. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you can say. Whatever.
If you don't care what I say, then this is a closed-ended conversation.
No,
This is absolutely
I don't.
no reason to have it then.
I do care what you say, but I don't care what you say about him getting punched.
Let me make a few extra points, and then we can kind of move on from this. Anyway, 'cause
Okay.
we have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
One, you say John Jones has never taken down someone as big as Ngannou. That's true. I would say two things to that. One, he's taking down Daniel
Or getting
Cormier.
hit.
He's taking down Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier is heavy. He's not as heavy as Ngannou, but he's
My point.
heavy
He's
though.
like
He went into that fight at
280, bro.
230. He went into
Bro.
the fight at 230.
Bro, Ngannou's like 280.
Yeah, I agree with you that he's never
Okay.
taken down
Okay.
in the
220
octagon.
230, 280. It's 50 pounds, man.
Good.
Continue. Yeah. No, are you good? I'm not.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to say something. We've never seen him take down someone that big because he was just fighting in the weight class in the octagon. If you think that John Jones has never trained, sparred wrestling with someone as big as Ngannou, you're dumb. Because he moved up to heavyweight a year ago.
I'm dumb.
He moved up to heavyweight a year ago.
I'm dumb.
If he hasn't been sparring people in Ngannou size, then John Jones is dumb.
I'm dumb.
So there's that.
You're dumb.
Also, John Jones has put on about 40 pounds of muscle, which is going to fucking help him.
Yeah, so slow him down, too.
Even if he's slowed down, he's still faster than Ngannou. I don't care what you say.
Okay.
We can end that conversation.
No.
John Jones is faster than Ngannou.
No, he's not. Not proven. Not proven. He hasn't fought in the octagon in a real, actual UFC fight. No.
Heavyweight, you mean?
Heavyweight fight. No. Absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not.
All right, so UFC 261's coming to us in 3 weeks.
And has he been punched by someone
We're not
that
talking
big?
about this anymore.
And has he
We're
been...
not
No,
talking about
no.
this anymore. No, we're not. I'm not going to talk about this.
Wow, you have your point.
UFC 261 is in 3 weeks. It's in 24 days, technically. Usman versus Masvidal. Usman, the heavy favorite. We were just talking about this on the last podcast, that Masvidal is getting no respect as far as odds. We can't say the odds in this podcast, so if you're interested in actually checking out the odds, go check out Bet the Deed on Naked Sports YouTube channel. Masvidal is not getting any credit for going 5 rounds with the champ on short notice.
He's getting credit, right?
But not from Vegas. I think that Masvidal has a really good chance. Do I think he'll win? No. Would I give Usman that big of an advantage? No, I don't think I would either, because I think Masvidal might be the only person in that division. I could say Gilbert Burns is in the discussion as well, as far as stand up against Usman. You want to talk about welterweights, it's a lot of grapplers, and Usman is probably the best grappler, but he's also one of the best stand-ups, because that jab from Usman is ridiculous. So, I think Usman Masvidal, with Masvidal getting a proper training regimen, is like, if I were making odds, and obviously Vegas has better insight than me, you know, I'm just a fucking podcast guy, but I would give it like barely Usman being the favorite. Like, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And it's so far from that.
Yeah.
It's like Shevchenko versus Andrade have the same odds as Usman Masvidal.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. They're treating this like Usman is going to easily beat Masvidal.
John Jones has never been punched by somebody that big. Ever.
Francis Ngannou's never...
Ever in the UFC in a fight. Guy's going to get knocked out maybe. We'll see.
Francis Ngannou's never fought someone with a longer reach than him.
That's true. When we talked about that, that's true.
He's never fought a wrestler of John Jones' caliber. He's never
Stipe, which we just said.
John Jones is a better wrestler than Stipe.
See what happens when a guy loses. We just said this guy's the greatest heavyweight champ of all time.
He is. That's true as well.
John
That's
Jones has
completely
called
true.
that guy out.
John Jones is a better wrestler than Stipe.
Oh. I have to go back on podcasts and watch that. Because you said that Stipe is the one guy that could
beat John Jones. I agree. I still think that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think John Jones gets knocked out.
But not Ngannou. The guy that just beat him.
Ngannou has a definite chance. He has a great chance. But I think Stipe's chance is better. Because Stipe is a mirror image of John Jones' style, I think. Which I think is what you need to beat John Jones. Listen, this is how I think the Ngannou-Jones fight goes. First round, Jones goes for a takedown, gets stuffed. Goes for another takedown, maybe gets stuffed, maybe he actually gets half guard, and then it comes up right away.
Sure.
By the second or third round, Jones is going to be hitting 80% of his takedowns. Ngannou is not going to stuff every takedown from John Jones. It will not happen. That is all to say that Jones survives punches because he's going to have to get hit to take him down that many times. I agree that Ngannou can knock him out. Hold on, please. I apologize. I just want to finish this.
Okay. I thought you were finished.
I'm not.
You can't. You're going a while.
John Jones has every ability to take hits from Ngannou. We saw him do it with Cormier. Cormier is the biggest guy he's ever fought. And I know that there's a difference between Cormier and Ngannou.
I know, big
difference. But that's when the last year, that's where the last year and a half have come into play. John Jones knew it was huge of a step to go from light heavyweight to heavyweight. What we saw Adesanya go from middleweight to light heavyweight, it's about double the jump to go from light heavyweight to heavyweight as far as weight difference and taking on guys bigger than you. John Jones for the last year and a half has trained with nothing but 250 pounders. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
I punch just as hard as him. The hardest puncher
absolutely
in the
not.
UFC.
Absolutely not.
The hardest puncher in the UFC.
All I'm saying is, if John Jones has never been knocked down in his life,
he will. And he can be. Doesn't mean he can. He can't.
How early do you think he gets knocked down?
If this is what I've been trying to say this whole time, but you've been going for over 3 minutes.
It's because you've interrupted me 6 times.
No, I haven't. You can go back and watch. Ngannou. If it goes out of the third round, or if the third round starts, Jones is winning this fight 100 out of 100 times. 100 out of 100 times. I think if it goes a round and a half over, I think it's John Jones's fight. I really, really do. Just because I think he gets gassed. I think he gets winded.
Right, I agree.
And Stipe was even saying it in the press conference afterwards. He said he thought that he could tell that he was already getting gassed. He said it himself. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he gets takedowns right away. If he does get takedowns, it's in those second round, 2.5 rounds in. Third round, he takes him down, ends it. As soon as he takes him down to the ground, I think it's pretty much fucking over. That's what I think. The only thing Ngannou probably worked on is how to take an opponent and sprawl and not get taken down. But once he does get taken down, especially with someone like his caliber, it's a fucking different story.
It's so crazy the amount that Ngannou has progressed. Like we talk,
it's crazy.
Like we talk about how he's 29, 30. He's been training MMA for 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Just the 3-year difference between Stipe 1 and Stipe 2 is ridiculous.
Yeah,
wrestling,
didn't even know what MMA was.
Right. Wrestling, it's not even comparable. He's so, like, just from the round and a half that we saw, just from the, like, probably less than a minute of grapple time, really. We saw him stuff. We saw him get to the ground, transition to backside mount, land ground and pound until he got to the clinch.
Yeah.
Now, here's one thing that I would bring up, and I don't know how much credence I'd put into it, but I think it's valid nonetheless. We saw 2 different clinches in the Stipe and Ngannou fight. One in the first round, after the ground and pound from backside mount that Stipe got up and then brushed Ngannou off right away. And the second one was in the second round after Stipe got dropped by the left straight that started it all, the end.
Yeah.
And then we saw Miocic go down, get back up, and it was a clinch against the cage, which is infinitely harder to get out of than a clinch standing regularly.
Yeah.
And we saw Ngannou land a couple shots, but Miocic brush him off easily and then land a counter punch as he was getting out of the clinch.
Stunned him, I know.
It could have stunned him a little bit. We saw that it was a good punch, nonetheless. Yeah. Here's what I would bring up. Ngannou might be too worried about throwing shots in the clinch because he knows his power and he knows that any of those shots that land it's out. If he does that against John Jones will, like, obviously there's a chance he gets knocked out because those punches are so heavy. But John Jones is like, bro, I'm going to fucking, like, you're going to throw a shot. I'm going to swing it, and I'm going to take you down. Like, you have to be able to grapple in the clinch, not just punch. And I think Ngannou needs to work on that a little bit as well. Because John Jones is good at clinching.
I would love to see clinch work against the cage. Like, what does that do? Like, if John Jones is against the cage?
Absolutely.
What if Ngannou's against the cage? You know what I mean?
Right. I think if Ngannou's against the cage in the clinch, I think that is like DEFCON 5 for him.
But how do you get Ngannou on the cage of fucking not winded Ngannou? On the cage in the first round.
Let me put a hypothetical scenario out for you.
In the first round.
What if Ngannou fires in or he stuffs a Jones takedown and he puts him against the cage throwing shots. And then John Jones ducks it, keeps the clinch, and then moves Ngannou to his back.
Oh, and try and go for a takedown? Is that what you're saying? Or move
No.
to his back? Oh,
Say we see a clinch.
So
we see a clinch where Ngannou's throwing punches Jones' back against the cage.
Yeah.
And then Jones grabs him, transitions, so he switches and puts Ngannou's back to the cage.
Okay.
You could see that kind of easily.
Yeah.
And so Ngannou's a righty. So say John Jones has a over-under clinch where he has Ngannou's right arm trapped.
Okay.
Then he can't use that right uppercut. You might be able to hit a hook over the top. But if you can't use that right arm and he's grappling against the clinch against John Jones, that's barbecue chicken right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think Ngannou...
I think Ngannou needs to keep working on his wrestling.
Yeah.
And I think if he really does that, if he trains, who knows when this fight's even going to happen? It might happen next year. It might happen in July.
More than 10 mil.
Yeah, let's get into that now. Okay. So John Jones tweeted that he spoke to the lawyer for the UFC who offered him 8 to 10 mil, and Jones says he wants more. John Jones' record for purses was in the second DC fight, and that was $7 million.
Damn.
So, what do you think he wants? Think he wants 12 mil? You think he wants 20, 25? Like, Khabib's record is 10. McGregor's is like 20.
15, 13.
I'm thinking like 13. I think that's more than fair. I think it's more than fair. And I can't wait.
With pay-per-views. Oh my God, you're gonna make so much fucking money.
Right. Dude. That's just guaranteed.
Make a lot of money.
He's gonna make pay-per-view buys on top of it.
Yeah.
Which is why he wants more guaranteed, because he knows his pay-per-view buys, it's not gonna be Conor. It's not gonna I don't think this pay-per-view sells too much.
If it's in July, bro.
Right, on the Conor Poirier card. Yeah,
Doesn't
we talked about that. I don't think that happens, man.
Dude.
I don't think it happens.
I think it does.
I can't see a way that it'll happen unless Conor's comfortable with not main eventing. And I don't think he ever would do that. Why would you?
He will be the main event.
He will not be the main event. Absolutely not.
Yes, he fucking will.
No chance.
Yes,
no
he
chance.
will, bro.
No chance. John Jones, Francis Ngannou's fighting, and it's not the main event. No chance.
I don't know.
If he was comfortable with it, and Poirier's comfortable with it as well,
it would be. It makes sense.
Then that card could make like 3 mil buys. I really believe that.
Fight at the same time, side by side, cage. Fucking go back and forth. That would be so sick. That would be insane.
One of the fights is going on and gets a knockout, and one of the guys in the other fight is like, "Oh shit!" Boom, knocked out. Yeah, so I think that will not happen. But who knows? Maybe Conor is humbled now because he's lost 2 of his last 3, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll go co-main." He's still gonna make 6 mil guaranteed. Poirier 4 mil, like
Yeah.
By the way, the purses came out of UFC 260. Stipe made 1.2 mil to Francis Ngannou's 530K.
Get a lot of buys, man.
Yeah, we're gonna run an ad.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been talking for half already, so we'll be right back. You're watching MMA Complete on SFBNRI and Naked Sports. I'm gonna run Titletown Throwdown, Nick LeBlanc's podcast Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Going head to head with Bet the Deed.
Nicky,
love that. Titletown Throwdown. Check it out Thursday at 7. Boom, we're live. All right, so we just finished talking about John Jones and Francis Ngannou and what that could happen. Talked about UFC 260 a little bit. Some disappointing fights on that card. Not fights, but maybe the overall mood of the podcast was disappointing. We saw Tyron Woodley probably get his career ended by Vicente Luque. We saw Miranda Maverick probably make her leap into the ranked fighters of the flyweight division.
Except for the main card. The main card was lit.
The main card was lit. I just meant like our bets.
Yeah.
Right. But all that will change because UFC 261 will be a flawless pod bet for MMA Complete.
Flawless. We're getting this money.
UFC 261, like we already talked about a little bit, headlined by Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal.
Mm-hmm.
Two more that's for the welterweight title fight, the rematch. Two more title fights. Women's strawweight, we have Weili Zhang versus Thug Rose Namajunas. Crowd favorite Rose Namajunas coming back to the UFC, as well as Weili Zhang making a return after Fight of the Year candidate last year. Fight of the Year winner with Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Yeah.
And then third title fight, we have Valentina Shevchenko fighting Jessica Andrade for the flyweight title. Jessica Andrade is just coming off a win against, I can't even remember it right now. Who do we just saw Andrade beat somebody? Caitlin Chookagian. And before that, Rose Namajunas beat Andrade. So we got two of the top contenders for women's straps fighting UFC 261, which is going to be super interesting. There's a chance we see two new champions. Although I think Shevchenko will retain hers and Rose will maybe beat Weili Zhang, but that's a big maybe.
Yeah.
Mind you, Rose Namajunas will be going down a division to fight Weili Zhang.
Interesting.
Right. Dropping 10 pounds.
Yeah, you can gain that easy.
Right. So those three title fights will be headlining UFC 261, which, by the way, is the first UFC event that will be hosted in front of crowds again.
Nice.
So good for them. Jacksonville, Florida.
We going?
Tickets are $350 piece for like the shitty ones.
It's expensive.
Maybe. Probably not. Maybe $262, which we'll be talking about in a minute. Also on the card, we have, where'd my thingy go? We have Jimmy Crute versus Anthony Smith, a very big light heavyweight title bout that will probably, the winner will probably go into the top 5 of the division. Light heavyweight is starting to get a little bit more stacked, so It's good to see these fighters. Jimmy Crute, stand-up fighter, Anthony Smith, a wrestler. Anthony Smith on his way out, Jimmy Crute on his way up. I think Jimmy Crute will win, although Anthony Smith has a chance to wrestle the fight to his victory.
Yeah.
And besides that, we have Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman.
I like Uriah Hall.
It's weird that this is like, when's the last time you saw a fight that was completely even?
It don't happen that often.
Yeah.
It's really, you're not really like, how is a fight even?
I don't know.
How can you suggest that?
But this fight was supposed to happen a couple weeks ago. Chris Weidman got COVID, and so now it's going to be on UFC 261, so better for us.
Yeah, I really like Uriah Hall. I think he's better. I think
he is one of those spinning kicks, man. He could knock out Weidman anytime.
Yeah, I think
Weidman with the wrestling advantage.
Weidman had his time.
I think stoppage, it's by Hall. Decision, it's by Weidman.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And then we have a couple other undercarders. We have Carl Roberson versus Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen, I think I'm picking. And then Kevin Nabadad versus Dana Batgirl.
Kevin Nabadad.
Yeah, you're a big Nabadad guy.
Good number on him.
So that's UFC 261. That's like, if they can build a stacked prelim for it, I think that's going to be a huge
If we can
card.
have some finishes, like, dude, the McGregor card was fucking insane.
Yeah.
The Holloway card, insane. The Holloway was fight night, no?
Holloway versus Qatar?
Yeah.
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 You know what?
That was a good one.
Now we can't really take any announcements today with credence because it's April Fool's Day, but I thought I saw somewhere, and I'm going to look it up before I say it because it might have been an April Fool's prank. Yeah, I think it was. Okay. I saw a tweet today that said Max Holloway was going to take to beat Magomed Sharapov, which I think is the next likely matchup in the featherweight division. But I guess it's probably April Fool's because I can't see anything on it now.
Wow.
So,
Marvin Vettori will now fight Kevin Holland at UFC event April 10th.
April Fool's.
It might be. Hang on. I don't know.
Who's it by?
I know he's got 15,000 followers.
Can we actually release some breaking news on this podcast? We always find it
2 hours
right
ago.
after. Marvin Vettori versus Kevin Holland confirmed as new headliner. Interesting. Marvin Vettori versus Kevin Holland. I think Vettori wins.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's actually really interesting. I think Marcus is joining us now.
He's got flops on.
Mark, you're just
Kid's
in
got
time.
flops.
You're just in time for breaking news.
What is it?
So we know Darren Till's out.
Yep.
Someone has stepped in to fight Marvin Vettori April 10th.
Word is, he has a big mouth.
Yeah, so you heard.
Yeah.
All right, so we were like the last to hear. What do you think of that?
I think Kevin Holland's just a total badass for actually stepping
He
up
just
to that
fights
weight.
who the fuck ever.
You know
he
who
just
else?
goes
He's a
in.
fighter, and I
What did
really
he
like
fight
seeing
2
that in
weeks ago?
UFC. Maybe.
And
Maybe
guess,
3.
Guess what else?
Yeah.
Guess what else got announced today?
What's that?
Leon Edwards is facing
Oh yeah.
Nate Diaz.
Oh, that got announced a couple days ago. I totally forgot about that. I think it might have been confirmed today, and then like they were just talking about it earlier. When is that going to be? Is that 263? I think that's 263.
It's 262, I think. It's on the card with Connor and Dustin Poirier.
Oh, that's 264 then.
264?
Yeah.
Okay.
264 is July 10th.
Let me just reconfirm that before I put it out there as truth.
We have some 2021 is such a great fucking year for UFC. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
We have 260 was outrageous. 261 will probably be outrageous again. 3 title fights. 262 we're going to talk about because I actually have something to show you afterwards as far as betting.
Okay.
263 is Moreno Figueiredo rematch.
Yeah, it's on the May 15th card.
264 is Poirier McGregor, and now Edwards Diaz. Does Ngannou Jones get added to that card?
I think it's going to end up being Ngannou Derek Lewis if Jones keeps asking for this.
That's a good point. It's a really good point. But I think that Dana White's going to wait it out because he knows that money fight is Ngannou Jones.
Once the publicity dies down.
Did you see that Derek Lewis tweeted? He was like, shit, I'll take 8 to 10 mil.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's UFC 262 that Nate Diaz is fighting.
262?
Yep. May 15th card. I actually, that's where, is that the championship fight?
That's Oliveira Chandler.
Yep, okay, that's how
It's
I got it
Oliveira
mixed up.
Chandler,
Yeah,
Tony
this
Ferguson
guy-
versus Beneil Darouche,
This guy gets the trick.
and Jack Hermanson versus Edmund Shabazian.
Imagine if it was McGregor. Dude, I saw that and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
My
Yeah, that was a
fucking
good
head.
April Fool's.
my head
joke.
exploded.
Yeah, no, they got me. They
My
so got
fucking
me.
head
Did
exploded.
you guys tell the pod yet?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, it was-
Absolutely, I
it
did.
was-
You got
it
to
was
be
good.
transparent with the pod.
It was good.
So 262 just got really lit. Wow. Check out don't say anything about it, but this line right here, those
Yep.
3 fights, check
Oh my
those
God.
out.
Really? I'm joking. Pretty similar. I definitely agree with you on the.
The middle one?
Yeah,
I figured you would take Oliveira. You probably have Oliveira over Chandler, right?
I actually might have it. Really,
Dude, the number.
We were just talking
I got.
about it.
I think I got Chandler.
I got
Me
Chandler,
too.
yeah.
Me too. I changed my opinion.
And I think that number's only going to go down for him. So I think, Chandler's the guy. We might have to make some
It
moves.
all depends on the
No,
defense
pod
wrestling of
bet. The
Chandler.
pod bet hits. Oh,
Bro, the pod
Chandler.
bet. Bro.
Oh,
All
I'm
right,
Chandler.
so pod bet, Edwards or Diaz?
Ooh.
Yeah, no,
Ooh.
it has to be before. It has to be before the. It has to be before.
Huh?
Before what fight were you just talking about?
261?
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about pod bet for 261 first?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
my bad. 261 pod bet. You ready for this?
Yep.
Usman or Masvidal?
You got Usman.
It was mine.
Usman. Wiley Zhang or Thug Rose?
Ooh,
We're gonna have to really
Yeah,
do some
ooh.
fucking. I might
I
like
think Wiley
like
Zhang, but
for the
I
pod bet.
really like Thug Rose.
For the
Me
pod
too.
bet, we might not want to put that fight on there because
Yeah.
that's going to be a close one.
It
Like
is a
I
50.
think Thug Rose might win, but Wiley Zhang's a fucking beast.
She is.
Yeah.
Total animal.
Shevchenko over Andrade.
Easy.
Shevchenko.
Shevchenko.
Here's one that we're
That's
gonna have
minus. Oh
to.
shit.
Here's another one that we can agree on. I think Jimmy Crute versus Anthony Smith. We have Jimmy Crute.
Okay.
Here's another one that we're gonna have to talk more about, and we don't even have to put it on because it's even right now. But Chris Weidman versus Uriah Hall.
I put Chris Weidman.
I would too. He
Yeah.
likes Hall.
Yeah.
He likes
You-
Uriah Hall.
I don't know, dude. Weidman's just better, more rounded.
He is. I agree with that. But Uriah Hall, you never know, and he could just fucking throw
Spinning
a
back kick knockout.
dude. Like, remember that Ultimate Fighter one he did?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was the dude was literally like,
Yeah, he was crumpled. Ooh, so 262 just got lit.
yeah.
Damn.
Ooh.
See, just
Yeah,
the,
but
the
it's not
hype that
even-
Nate Diaz brings. That
The-
card will get more pay-per-view sales.
The numbers.
Does
aren't
that go to the
even that big.
co-main?
It is co-main and it's 5-round.
That's right. It is. That's right. It's a 5-rounder. Yep.
It's history. I don't think it's ever been happened before.
Dudes,
Yeah.
I would be interested to see the reach.
I think that's gonna happen more often.
I think that reach would be interesting because I think Diaz probably has a good reach advantage.
I think he's taller.
But I might have Leon Edwards.
Yeah, just the way Leon's younger and he's fundamentally.
Dude, Diaz
the
hasn't
way
fought
he
in,
fights is
Like
different.
what, 2 years now?
Yeah.
Jorge Masvidal for the BMF. That was his last fight.
Who knows? There could be another doctor stoppage of that fucking eyeball.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think? If Usman beats Masvidal, does he get the BMF belt?
No. He has to put it up for grab.
That's
Come on, it can't be a serious belt like that.
that's
Yeah. That's the odds for the pod bet.
I mean, it's not the best odds, but like I feel better about that than the pod bet for 260.
Yeah.
it's a four-way parlay.
Maybe we just each put $20 on it now.
Yeah.
Now we gotta put 20.
Wait,
Yeah.
so you
120
Shevchenko
because we have 6
and
people. I think Mike and Colby will be back for it.
Yeah.
Shevchenko,
And then-
who else
That's
did we have?
Yeah.
Usman, Shevchenko, Crute, and Weidman.
He might be able to stop the game.
I don't think he even needs
Now,
to take him
if
down.
we can
I think
convince,
Usman can beat him
if
standing
we
up.
can
Standing up.
convince everyone to do the
I don't know
over,
about that.
if we can convince everyone to
Clinch
do
game
the
actually
over,
makes a huge difference.
I think over 2.5.
Yeah, we got to figure out what the over is for Usman Masvidal.
Yeah, over would
That's
safe
going to be
say.
huge.
After what he did Gilbert Burns, dude. But Gilbert Burns is
You know what?
He's a
It
different
might
fighter.
actually not be a bad idea to put Zhang Rose over on that pod bet.
yeah.
All right. Now let's say
That's not a bad idea.
Let's
Watch
say-
TKO
all
finish
right. If
first
we
round.
did choose
no
Rose
way, dude.
No,
instead of-
flyweight or strawweight.
Strawweight.
instead of Weidman,
Rose is going to go down a division for it.
Really
Mhm.
cool. Oh, that makes a difference.
Right. All right, so we're going to be back. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We're going to talk some pod bets, so we'll be right back. Here's a little clip. Who should I show? Let's do the Tom Gronkowski podcast. I haven't shouted them out in a while. Go Buccaneers.
yeah.
So, UFC Fight Night will not. There's going to be no fight night this weekend. Dylan's watched the whole show, but he's not here.
Yeah, fuck you, pussy.
What's up,
Nah,
Dylan?
we love Dylan.
Hey, I knocked out
he's
Cerrone
a
in
man.
UFC 3 today.
So,
What?
shit, what was I just going to say? Oh, right. The fight night, April 10th, is now Vettori versus Holland.
Yeah, what is Dylan? Hang on,
That's
what does
awesome.
Dylan think of the pod bet?
That's a good fight, in my
For
opinion.
261, Dylan, what do you think of the pod bet? Usman, Shevchenko, Weidman, Jimmy Crute. And then when it comes out, the over between Wiley Zhang and Thug Rose.
I think he just left.
He probably did. All right, so Kevin Holland versus Marvin Vettori.
Yeah, that's a good fight. It
How
really
do you
is.
see it going?
Uh,
Kevin Holland's going to have a reach advantage.
yeah. But
Marvin Vettori probably will have a wrestling advantage. And I'm sure after watching Brunson Holland, that's all he's going to do.
yeah, you might have totally learned from that fight what his weakness
Kevin
is. But if
Holland.
Kevin
And
Holland,
it's grappling.
if
That's what his
Kevin
weakness
Holland
is.
can focus on his fucking corner and shut his big mouth for a minute,
He's not going to. He's absolutely not going
Amen
to.
to that.
and
Dude,
just
the
scoot
guy,
to the edge of the
I-
cage and
He's
try to
absolutely
get
not
back
going
up.
to.
Dude, the guy fucking lost his mind a little bit.
Who?
Kevin Holland. Dude, he was fucking like screaming on the ground. He was like talking to Khabib.
Yeah,
like,
he does that every time.
No,
and
but
then
not
Khabib
like-
being on the side just amplified it.
Yeah, just
It absolutely amplified it. His corner's like,
getting his ass beat.
his
and
corner's
yelling
like,
at Khabib.
look at me. No. Fuck Khabib. Look at me. And he's just talking to Khabib.
That shit was kind of outrageous.
And I'm sure if I was his corner, I'd be like, listen, I'm not going to be in your corner if you're going to do that shit again.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to do it in the middle of the rounds, talk to them. That's one thing.
When
But
you're
when you're in the
standing.
corner,
Yeah.
when I am telling you how to win, you got to pay attention to me.
Yeah, it's like you're wasting your time. Like you had a whole camp. Like they got you. Like you paid. Like I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, Kevin Holland's being stupid.
Yeah.
But if you look up a compilation of his shit talking in the ring, there's 7 minutes and 30 seconds of it. And it's
so
not
funny.
It's not all Brunson either.
I wonder if Marvin Vettori's actually going to like slap fives with Kevin Holland.
He might.
Derek Brunson didn't do that shit for 1 second.
Brunson wasn't having it, but
Dude, that was so
Vettori
funny.
has a temper though.
Every fucking round, he's like, come on. And Brunson's like, dude, like, come on, we're fighting.
Yeah.
And then he tried to like hug him after the fight, and Brunson like pushed him off of him.
I'd be so pissed.
Oh man, it was so funny. All right, that's basically gonna do it for us.
You think so?
Anything you? Yeah. Oh, my bad. No, we still have like 15 minutes if we really wanted to. So if you guys got anything,
Yeah. Well, we did go. We have been go for a little bit.
Jesus.
right? We've been going for 2 hours now.
Yeah. I got them all today, but it was all pointless. So.
Yeah, we did the Bet the Deed podcast today.
Oh yeah, let's advertise on that.
Bet the Deed podcast every Thursday night at 7 p.m. right before MMA Complete, and that will be going official on Naked Sports.
Let's do some more crazy
Let me
some
throw
more crazy
up this,
parlays.
what do you guys think of my logo I did for Bet the Deed?
I like it.
I like it.
I like
met that on an Adobe Spark.
So how'd you use? Are those like stock images and then you pick the colors and stuff?
I did 2 different backgrounds.
Mhm.
I did logos for that 2 there, and then I made the text for the actual betting. I don't even know if I can have that, but I think it's fine. And yeah, I just like kind of just threw layers together and shit.
That looks cool.
Thank you. We will have a proper logo and proper show next week. Today was just a premiere of it, so definitely check out Thursday nights at 7 p.m. for Bet the Deed.
Yeah.
Also check out April 24th, May 15th, June 12th, and July 10th when we will be doing pay-per-view live reactions from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. just like we do for every pay-per-view.
May 15th is the night.
May 15th is going to be huge, dude. In like April 24th, 261 might be even bigger because there's 3 title fights and there's only one on 262.
Yeah, but look at the build-up the lightweight division has just had. They need a champ, man.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are going to want to tune into that. And Nate Diaz is the draw. He's a draw of his own,
Right.
which is going to be awesome to see him fighting again.
Do you think when we watch UFC 262, Justin Gaethje's just going to be watching it like
Pissed.
crying, like kind of just in his own little world?
Dude's probably wicked pooped. But you know what? Doesn't he get next shot at the title? Or
He has to have next shot at the title.
Okay.
But here, actually, I say that, but if Poirier beats McGregor again,
Yeah, and he wants it.
you could say Poirier has the next title
Because-
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, poor Justin Gaethje just being in a shitty spot.
Well, listen, we can say poor Justin Gaethje all we want. He made like $3-4 million fighting Khabib. So, like, that's one thing.
Yeah, money is great, but you want that gold.
Dude's been in the UFC for like 4 years, and he's made so much money. Performance bonuses, everything.
He fights like Dana White wanted people
Right.
to fight, and that's what he said when he found out he wasn't getting the title shot.
And by the way,
second time.
Gaethje has lost to Poirier already.
Yeah,
If
sure.
that makes a difference in it as well.
Well, it totally should be Poirier. Conor should be out of the picture, honestly, except for the money Poirier Conor fight.
Well, what if Conor beats Poirier? That's a big if.
Then he fights.
That's
Gaethje.
a big if.
Then he fights Gaethje.
Then who fights the champ?
Oh my god, lightweight's fucked.
I think here's another scenario I'll paint. What if Tony beats Beneil Dariush?
Tony doesn't. I don't think Tony. Oh, Tony Gaethje maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that coming
Tony
together.
Gaethje, the rematch.
That's such a step down for Gaethje though, because he's
Yeah, but it's
But I
arguably
get
the
it.
biggest name to draw for him.
yeah. It is a step down for him though.
And besides, he unless he fights Poirier, any fighter's a step down because Justin Gaethje's number 2 ranked right now.
but Connor would be such
Oh,
It would be, but I think, Conor Gaethje would be a tremendous fight. I was pushing that months ago.
did you guys see the footage of Derek Lewis calling out? I think it was Conor McGregor.
No,
a Did he
that's
really?
sick.
Yeah, I think it's old footage, but it's
Imagine
funny as
Conor
fuck.
at heavyweight. Duh.
Just be walking around fat as shit.
Imagine, dude.
John Jones wanted 8 to 10 million.
He wants
He
more
wants more than 8
than
to
8 to
10
10
million. And
million.
Derek Lewis said, "Give me 8 million."
Yeah,
I'll
he was
do
like,
it."
"Fuck, I'll take that shit."
Yeah,
But Derek Lewis has a devout following.
Absolutely.
Derek Lewis knocked out Nagano.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He beat
It
him by
was a
decision.
Oh, it was by decision. Wow, that's
If he knocked out Ngannou, dude, Ngannou would have something to prove right now.
Right. If he knocked out Ngannou, that would be the next fight. to make.
Nobody's ever fucking knocked him down, I don't think. Well, taking him down and knocked him down, I think is a different thing.
Yeah, you're probably right on that. Honestly, I don't know if he's been knocked down. Stipe might have knocked him down in the first one, like in the 5th round or
Yeah,
something.
maybe.
But I'm not sure. I don't have that information.
Stipe, oh god, Stipe.
oh
Hope your recovery's going well,
Stipe.
Stipe.
my
Dude,
God.
Stipe's
Bro,
gonna
we
be
literally
back.
got into it for like 25 minutes.
I think
Stipe's gonna be
he's
back.
coming back.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
he could
oh,
fight
yeah.
Derek Lewis. I think that would.
you could fight
Great
like
fight.
4-3. That's impressive when you can fight 3 or 4 guys in heavyweight division right now.
Well,
And he could right now. He could fight any
And
3 or 4
and
guys.
the new guy, undefeated Cyril Gain.
Yeah,
up there
that's what I
too.
mean. That's the 4th
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Be interesting.
Stipe,
He can
11-year
fight Curtis
veteran.
Blades.
I would
think-
like to see Stipe Curtis Blades.
That would-
I would love to see that.
You can fight, do that.
That would be good. I think Stipe has Curtis Blades in the hands any day.
I agree.
John Jones.
Wrestling, who knows where it goes down.
John Jones, Cyril Gain, Derek Lewis.
Stipe. Are we
No,
talking
this-
for challengers?
Yeah, this is for Stipe.
Oh, okay.
Derek Lewis, Cyril Gain.
Derek Lewis, Cyril Gain,
I just said
Curtis
This-
Blades.
Curtis
Isn't
Blades.
Stipe kind of guaranteed his rematch if
And
he
Derek
wants it
Lewis.
down the line, though we have to
I don't
may
think
have
so.
to wait. No,
I don't think so.
Hmm.
Here's the thing, though,
the
because
greatest heavyweight of all time.
that is such a great point. Not only is it greatest of all time getting his rematch, but it's the fucking trilogy.
yeah,
They're 1-1.
yeah, it's true. One
Yeah.
finish.
That's a great point. But like, dude, there's no way Ngannou Jones is in the next fight that gets made. The amount of money that it'll make, there's no way Dana's not looking at that.
yeah. It might
If he
take
fights
some
Derek
time.
Lewis again and Derek Lewis beats Ngannou,
and Ngannou says he's ready to fight.
I'm sure he is. He barely broke a sweat.
Yeah, he says he's ready to go. And you know what? Why not just have Derek Lewis and then Jones?
Because if Derek Lewis beats Ngannou, then you ruined your fucking match. That's why.
That's a big if.
It is a big if, but he already did it once.
Yeah. Dude, if Ngannou ever has another fight like he did with Derek Lewis, he won't have a fan base.
Right. And I don't think he will. I think Ngannou's completely different.
Dude, he evolved so much in the 3 years. Just seeing the first Stipe fight versus the second.
I can't wait to see John Jones and Francis Ngannou. Oh my fucking God.
I'm scared for that record. 26-1.
He already is 26-1.
Yeah, I'm scared for that record.
Oh, yeah.
27.
You're scared for the actual
26-2. Yeah,
scared for the
real
actual
loss.
Yeah.
Because we like John Jones's legacy, I think, more than people like John Jones.
Like, I know that it's my bias, mostly speaking, when I say I don't think John Jones loses.
Ngannou could win.
He absolutely could win.
What is John Jones going to be?
Dude, if that number gets
255,
240, I'm gonna guess.
240,
240. I think he goes up to 250 and then cuts like 10 pounds.
Yeah, that would be good. But I think I don't know if Jones weighs enough, he really could take down Ngannou. I don't see that being an issue.
I don't either.
And especially he's closer to the ground with Ngannou.
Wouldn't even need to cut weight
than any other fighter he's been with because he's usually taller than all those other fighters at light heavyweight.
Right.
Reach advantage is very, very
Yeah, 1 inch reach advantage for John Jones.
Is that what it is? I think
Yep.
it's more, dude.
I think it's 1 inch, 1.5 inches at the
Dude,
most.
I think it's more.
Because Jones is what, 84?
85, and I think
85?
Ngannou is 83.
83.5. Yep.
It's 83.5.
Yeah, that's another big
83.
factor.
So, yeah, it's like an inch or two.
That's a big factor, though, because Jones is, what is he?
Ngannou's never fought someone with a bigger reach than him.
Bigger factor. It's a huge factor for both the fighters.
It is. Absolutely is.
Gustafsson had
But listen.
almost the same reach as Jones, right?
Yeah, like 2 inches shorter, I
They
think.
had trouble with him that first fight.
It's because you did fucking coke 2 days before he fought Gustafsson. Didn't train for
didn't bother him
up
with,
to a week.
didn't bother him with DC.
DC.
It didn't bother him for any. He probably took coke before every single one of his fights.
DC defending John Jones, saying that he's not scared.
Dude, that was so funny.
Yeah.
He was like, everybody knows my personal history with John Jones, but listen. That was funny to hear.
Wait, what did he say?
He said that in the press conference that we watched right after the fight. He was like, I know everybody knows about my history with John Jones, but listen, he's the greatest mixed martial artist that we've ever seen in the UFC. He wants to challenge himself, and I think that is the fight to make. That's like basically what he said.
Imagine if
Does
And
he
I can't-
commentate that fight? Does he commentate?
He can't.
There's no way he
can't.
can.
No,
Can't.
they got to put Rogan and Bisping.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bro, fuck it. Bring back Mike Goldberg.
why not?
Let's do it.
Fuck it. Throw Paul Felder on the sidelines.
Bisping? Dominic Cruz? Dominic Cruz, I think, will do it.
Cruz is very good with his technical knowledge that he throws in there, and then you just
Right.
have John Anik kind of yelling.
Paul Felder.
I don't think Felder will do it. I think it'll be Rogan, Anik, and it'll probably be DC, which is so fucked
It
up.
will be
yeah,
DC.
that will be bad.
It will
Because
be.
I don't want to hear DC's voice when I'm watching a John Jones fight. It's bad memories.
What if John Jones
John
gets
Jones yells at him.
What if John Jones gets flatlined and DC's just laughing on commentary
He
and shit?
probably will if that's the case.
Wouldn't that be dude, what if John Jones knocks out Ngannou and goes over to fucking
Say,
DC?
fuck you.
All right, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, thank everybody for tuning in. You're watching MMA Complete Podcast, brought to you by SFBNRI and Naked Sports. Check out all SFBNRI platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Check out MMA Complete on YouTube and on Twitter at @complete_MMA. Check out Naked Sports' new YouTube and Instagram page. Check out Bet the Deed podcast every Thursday night at 7 and right after MMA Complete at 8. I think that was it. All right, guys.
All that shit.
All that shit.